It's a nostalgic time for veteran Mark Kotsay. Just a couple games left on the home schedule for this great veteran as he closes out his career. Kotsay with a pinch hit single last night. That was the Padres' only run. As we welcome you to Petco Park in downtown San Diego, the third game of this four-game series, the Arizona Diamondbacks and the San Diego Padres. Padres need 3 more wins, folks, to match their 76-86 finish from a year ago with Mark Grant and Hall of Famer Tony Gwynn. Dick Enberg, we're pleased that you've joined us. Final game of the home season tomorrow. You know, last night in the 2-1 loss in 12 innings, the Padres again unable to come up with a hit with men in scoring position. And poor Tyson Ross, the last 11 starts, the Padres have scored 11 runs for him.
Yeah, it is frustrating because you're right. You see your pitchers go out there and keep you in the ball game, and you would love the opportunity to put some runs on the board and give them something to work with. But you see the numbers. They got the second lowest ERA and the second fewest runs scored per game, and that combination makes every game seem like a very tight game. It's a game you can win if you execute. And I think as we go along here, we get closer to the end of the season, you'll find that if they just kind of shorten things up a little bit, not try to do too much, just put the ball in play. Usually things tend to work out the way you want them to. But right now they're having a hard time. They're trying to do a little bit too much, I think, and in doing so, they're getting themselves out.
It's like a football team that stops the opposition, but they can't get the ball in the end zone themselves. Right. Well, a guy that can get the ball out of the ballpark, Paul Goldschmidt, he is a budding star.
He is a game changer. And Paul Goldschmidt, guys, I believe he's one of these players that when his name is announced at Chase Field in Arizona, everybody stops. You got to wait for your nachos. You got to wait for that social sparkler. Why? Well, he leads in home runs with 36, leads in RBIs with 124. 26 years old. This kid can hit with power. I know we say it all the time, but to all fields, and Tony, I don't think in all my years of watching, you've seen more baseball than I have, and Dick, you're right there too. I don't think I've ever seen a right-handed hitter take a ball pitched where that was and hit it with that authority. Yeah. Usually it's a weak fly ball to right center field. He's unbelievable.
He did a great job last night taking a 0-2 waste pitch and driving it out to right center field. And again, it's understanding who you are as a hitter, and that's what he does. I think, we talk about it all the time. He really doesn't pull a whole lot of balls. No. He hits balls all over the place. But last night he took a situation where he thought he was going to get something out over the plate, and he drove it out of the ballpark to right center field. You just don't see young guys especially doing that very often.
And also, guys, his numbers each year he's been in the big leagues going up, up, and up. The sky's the limit for Paul Goldschmidt.
He knows the strike zone. Yeah. He walks one time tonight. That'll be 100 walks, and he has more stolen bases than any D-back. He's the complete player. How about the Padres? How are they going to score runs? Are they trying too hard to hit home runs? Should they level it off, go to the opposite field? We'll get some of those answers when we return to Petco Park in San Diego.
corner. And a tough night for the Padres offensively last night. Just 6 hits through 12 innings and striking out 17 times. So Phil Plantier and Alonzo Powell, as hitting coaches for the Padres, said, look, we just got to bounce back and try this again today. And of course, Phil Plantier and Alonzo Powell saying this is all about approach, but a lot of it doesn't even have to do as much with the mechanics as it does the mental side of things. And Alonzo Powell said a lot of it has to do with just taking it easy and not trying to do too much. Here's Powell in our Geico quote of the game.
Well, by the time the guys get to this level, they should have a pretty good idea of what type of player they are. Now when you get to the big leagues, it's a different kind of pressure. You got the third deck, as they say. You put a little pressure on yourself. You want to try to do a little bit too much to let everybody know you belong. But that's where you got to take a little step out of the box. You got to relax, keep your thoughts calm, and, try to use the big part of the field and get one of those runs in. And again, if you do something else that's special and you get 2 in, 3 in, believe me, the hitting coaches love those too.
The Padres looking to get some run support this evening for Ian Kennedy as he will face off against his former team, the Diamondbacks. First pitch is just around the corner. Make sure you stay tuned. The call will be with Dick Imberg, Mark Grant, and Hall of Famer Tony Gwynn.
Wow. Fast start here at Petco tonight as we're underway. Ian Kennedy against his former Arizona Diamondback teammates as he goes for his 4th win as a Padre. He's 3-2 since joining San Diego. First man up for the D-backs, Adam Eaton, the center fielder, hitting .261. And he falls behind 2 strikes. Third game of 4 tomorrow afternoon. A 3:40 start. We'll be on the air at 3 o'clock here on Fox Sports San Diego. The finale of the season, home season. Then up north to San Francisco to finish all the business on the weekend. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So Ian Kennedy wastes no time in punching out Adam Eaton. Brings up Aaron Hill, the second baseman, and a look at the Diamondbacks lineup brought to you by Hyundai. After Hill, it's Paul Goldschmidt. He'll get some MVP votes. Martin Prado cleanup. Miguel Montero, the catcher, hits 5th. Matt Davidson, good-looking young rookie. And third base, then it's Para, Owings, and Delgado. Another strike as Kennedy 4 for 4. Off the top of the game. Hill, solid hitter, .294. Kirk Gibson has his team at 80-77. They finished 81-81 a year ago. Just off the plate, 2-1. The Padres need 3 wins in the last 5 games to equal their 76 and 86 of a season ago.
Well, the way they've been pitching.
Yep.
Hopefully, like Tony, you made a good point. 3-4 runs. And I was trying to think about a point during that pregame show. It boils down to many times this year to where one big hit in a game could have scored a run or 2 that makes a difference in a victory.
Right.
And you've got to expect you're going to get that from all 8 positions in the batting order, not just 1 or 2.
Right.
And you really build that, don't you, Tony, at that 3, 4, 5 spots in the batting list.
Well, again, that's why I use the word execution, because you get the bunt down there in that situation. Now you can score a run on an out. You don't have to get a hit.
Fly ball to right field. DeNorfia squeezes the second out. And a look at the Padres defense, brought to you by the Aramco Group. Langston left tonight with Venable in center. Welcome back, Will. Missed the last couple of games with that abdominal injury. DeNorfia in right with Headley, Amarista on the left side. Ronnie Cedeno still some after effects of being beamed the other night. Jerko and Medica at second and first. Rivera behind the plate for Ian Kennedy. Paul Goldschmidt, he clubbed his 36th home run last night, deep to right center field. And when Tony Gwynn shakes his head in wonder, then you know he did something pretty special. There's a fastball in there. 0-2. Not that he has power to right center, but how he got on top
of that ball. Exactly, Dick. He flattened the bat out nicely, and
yeah, it's in there. Delayed call by Hal Gibson, and on 3 pitches, Kennedy punches out Paul Goldschmidt. A couple of K's for Kennedy in the first. And tonight before the game, a standing ovation amongst the media. Bill Center for 40 years has been the beat writer of baseball for the Union Tribune. He's going to step aside, and his fellow colleagues with a long applause for his work. Well done, Bill. Well done. And he's pounding away on his
right back to work
column for tomorrow.
He's got his royal typewriter right in front of him, pecking away. He's a hunt and peck guy. He, the 2 forefingers and hunt for the letter and peck away. Old school.
Will Venable leads off the first inning for the Padres. Will back after a couple of nights off with that sore stomach. And he takes a strike from Randall Delgado. The Padres got to figure a way to get some runs off Delgado. He shut him out, a complete game shutout in Arizona on just 3 hits. 1-1. He hasn't been that successful against the other teams.
He looked like a Cy Young Award winner that night, did he not? Like you said, Dick, only those 3 hits in 9 innings.
Offers a lot of home runs. In fact, he hasn't pitched enough innings to qualify. But if he had about 20 more innings, he would have the highest home run rate of any pitcher in the major leagues since the All-Star break. He's given up 15 homers since the All-Star game.
He's basically a 3-pitch pitcher: fastball, changeup, curveball. He'll top out about 95, but he'll be living around 92, 93-ish.
Has a tough time on the road. His last 4 road games, 0-2 and a 6.86 earned run average. 2-2 to Venable. Just off the outside edge, 94 on that fastball. Yeah, Venable more than any Padre taking advantage of the shorter porch in right field this year. And he lines that one right at the right fielder, Parra. Boy, that's a rope for an out. Padres lineup is brought to you by Toyota. Venable leading off, then Chris Denorfia in right field. Jed Jerko, Chase Headley in the cleanup spot. Tommy Medica bats 5th. Then Kyle Blanks in left field. Alexi Amarista, the shortstop, hit 7th. Rene Rivera behind the plate tonight, and Ian Kennedy will hit 9th. But Black looking for 3 more wins to match last year's 76-86 finish. Changeup 1-1.
Good looking changeup right there. Good arm action. Same arm slot as his fastball that we've seen tonight early on.
He's part of the Diamondbacks' future in terms of their rotation.
He's kind of a short armor too, guys. When he comes out of his glove and starts to go towards home plate, that ball kind of comes out from the back of his cap. Doesn't really, early on show a big long arm swing. So the ball will jump up on you quickly.
He's only 23, from Panama. Came over in the trade with Atlanta in the offseason. That sent Martin Prado with Delgado and a couple other young pitchers to Arizona for Justin Upton and Chris Johnson, and that's worked out pretty well for the other side, the Braves. Chris Johnson battling for a batting title, and Justin Upton, need you to say more. So both sides benefiting. 2-2. High drive left field with Mike Carey. It is up against the wall. Denorfia on his way. Stand-up double. It went out here in the first inning. Well, a couple of line drives greeting Delgado. Venable's drive was scorched to right for an out, and now Denorfia sends a P to left field.
Fastball in, and he is on it. Short stroke. See that backside, that back V? That's perfect hitting position right there. That's where you want to be. Nice short stroke. Hits it crisply into the corner. And Padres have an opportunity.
Well, they were 0 for 7 runners in scoring position last night. And they're 1 for 17 the first 2 games of this series, but that almost ends with that swing. Jerko out in front. Got plenty of it. Jet now tied with Venable for the club lead in driving in runs. That's what we were talking about earlier. On the road, his struggles. 8 home runs in 4 road games.
I was going to say, if a hitter like that first offering from Jed Jerko, you're aggressive like that and you pound the ball there, I'm telling you, Delgado might be a little tentative throwing that ball down the center of the dish, and that is the advantage going to Jed Jerko. Work the count in his favor, maybe even draw a walk.
The Diamondbacks played their first baseman off the line about as drastically as anybody in baseball. Goldsmith is about 20 feet or more off the line. He's playing into that hole. Of course, that gives you the easy double if you can hit the ball over the bag. Way out in front of the changeup.
Infield to pull, outfield to go the other way, especially in center field. You look at Adam Eaton on the first base side of second base.
See, I like what Alonzo Powell said about the situation right here is that remember, you're not the one in trouble here. The pitcher is. And again, you just have to just kind of accept that and say, you know what, I'm just going to try to put the ball in play.
And he works the count full.
See Montero trying to get Delgado to kind of slow up a little bit. He's kind of rushing.
Chase Headley on deck.
And that just kind of reemphasizes the point that Alonzo Powell was talking about, which is the pitcher's the one in trouble here. So if he gives you something to hit, okay, go ahead, take a whack at it. If he doesn't, take the walk, let the next guy come up.
You know, I wouldn't be surprised if he throws him a changeup right here. First base being open.
Fouls it back. Changeup.
I think some of that has to do with the fact that Jerko's a young player.
Yep. Hey, John Cleese is here tonight enjoying a big league ball game. You were great in A Fish Called Wanda.
You could almost do a movie with little shortcuts of the fans after they get a baseball souvenir.
I love the look-alike game. How about Jed Jerko looking like Mickey Mantle right here from the right side?
Oh, he just missed that. He skies it into the night. Finally, it'll come down. And Eaton with a play on to third. Goes to Northia. He's testing that strong arm of Eaton. Oh, that was so close to being a home run.
Dick, you're absolutely right. He did just miss that one. He hit that one well. Got under it just a little bit too much.
The ever hustling Denorfia. Now he's 90 feet away. And it's up to Headley. But at the start of this season, you had said Jed Jerko, Chase Headley. They're both hitting 245 exactly tonight. And that Jerko would hit 7 more home runs and drive in 7 more RBIs than Headley. And that ball's hit pretty well. Racing forward is Parra. And on the run, he can't make the catch. That'll score Denorfia. Headley into second base. And the Padres lead 1-0. Parra looking at the glove as if to say, I should have caught it. But the Padres will take the double and 1-0 lead early.
I think that's a very catchable ball.
Parra's a gold glove outfielder too. He kind of caught that off the end.
Yeah, it didn't really have that clean, crisp sound to it.
Wasn't crisp. I think Parra felt like he should have caught this ball. A nice swing by Chase Headley. Got the ball up. Tries it in the right center field and off the glove, off Parra's glove. I'm sure he's going to feel like he should have caught that.
It is scored a double. Headley's 47th run batted in. Tommy Medica is the hitter. 11 hits in 50 at bats. Backs away. The point I wanted to make was that there'd be no way you would guess that Jerko would have more home runs and more RBIs than Chase Headley.
No, especially after the second half he had last year. No way.
Yeah, I would have lost that bet.
No, everybody would have.
Medica has 6 runs batted in. He has shown a good sense of the strike zone, Medica. He doesn't chase a lot of balls. He did last night, breaking ball away, but he's got good plate discipline. We'll see what happens over the winter. And we check into Peoria. He'll not be an unknown, that's for sure. Right field, not deep. Parra makes the catch this time. But the Padres score first. A pair of doubles. Denorfia and Headley. 1-0.
has said about Ian Kennedy is just working on getting that confidence back. Darren Balsley is saying today he feels like the confidence is back for Kennedy, and they've really worked on a few things mechanically, getting him with a higher leg kick, also staying close with that upper half, and staying through the baseball. And one of the things Balsley said was he felt like Ian's tempo was a little quick when he got here, so they've tried to slow him down and make him a little calmer on the mound. Also emphasizing from Balsley that, look, it's not about making a change, it's about getting him back to normal, guys.
All right, thank you, Laura. Kennedy certainly wants to do especially well tonight against Arizona. He was not successful over in Phoenix. Kirk Gibson with a watchful eye as to what he might have in store as Prado sends the ball to center field, and on the run, Venable makes the catch. Line up by Prado brings up Miguel Montero.
Yeah, Laura, thank you for that report. And it makes sense because in order to slow down, what that will do is it'll enable your arm to catch up on the backside to get up top. And what does Darren Balsley stress? Down in the zone, right? If your body is rushing out in front, it's almost like hitting probably, Tony. If your body's too far out in front, your hands are going to drag with you. You're going to work uphill. Right?
Yep.
And as a pitcher, same thing. If you slow it down, get the arm up, then your body goes for it. You have that ability to throw down in the zone is where they want Ian Kennedy to be.
When Kennedy got here.
And then he can elevate late in the count.
Well,
like he's done
exactly.
before.
That was one of the things that when he described Ian Kennedy, he said, he wanted him to command the bottom of the strike zone.
And once that leg starts to go towards home plate, breaks his hands in back of him and then works up top. Watch how right when that goes forward, now the hands break down, enabling him to get up top to the release point, which will be right about here. So he can work downhill.
He was really downhill there. He bounced it about 5 feet in front of home plate.
Hey, great stiff front leg there, and good back kick. When you spike that front leg, you've got something to work off of. The upper part of your body has power over that, rotating those hips.
2-0 pitch swung on and fouled into the glove of Rivera.
And then when that back leg comes up back over your head, that means you're getting through. That means you're getting through the baseball. Watch this foot right here after he lets go of the baseball in the follow through, and watch this front leg here. It's going to spike right there out in front.
3-1 to Montero. Matt Davidson, the young rookie, on deck. Out of play. Nice turnout on this Wednesday night that will boost the season's attendance past last year's. Strike three called. Montero had already flipped the bat. Late strike call again from Mark Rippinger. And there's 2 away, 3 strikeouts early for Ian Kennedy.
Again, bottom of the zone. It's a good pitch. He set up away. He had to come back to catch that over the inside corner.
Look how Rivera frames that, though. He really helped the umpire and Kennedy. Matt Davidson, product of Yucaipa High School. His storied home run power in the minor leagues are hoping that translates up here in the big time. Has 3 home runs already and just 64 at bats since being called up late.
Paint.
He's pounding it. 1-2.
He's getting that rock and getting right back up on that pitcher's slab to get the sign, developing that rhythm. Kind of overthrew that one maybe a little bit. Or he lost his footing out in front.
Here's where I like he could go fastball up here. See if he'll chase. He could throw him the changeup.
Yes, sir. On the outside corner. 2 strikeouts in the first, 2 more here in the second. 6 up, 6 down for Ian Kennedy.
we're going to tell you about our AT&T Twitter poll question for the evening. We're asking you, which position do the Padres need to improve for next year? And here are your choices: outfield, infield, starter, or bullpen. Use those hashtags for your choice and tell us why you think those are the areas that need to be improved. And up in the broadcast booth, who do you guys think?
You know what? You can always use pitching. And I'm going to go C. And that's nothing against the guys who are battling right now to try to make an audition and make, the coaches in the front office open their eyes what they have right now. But I've always been a firm believer, if you have an abundance of pitching, I think, especially in the starting role, that's where I would go.
All right, if this season was over and we would fast forward, now it's April of next year, based on the current roster, what's your rotation?
Cashner, Kennedy, Ross, Stultz would be probably a 5, depending on who's healthy. You can't bank on Casey Kelly. You can't bank on Joe Whelan. You can't bank on Corey Lupke.
How about Bert Smith and Robbie Erlin?
Might need some more seasoning in the minor leagues. But then again, it's 6 months, 7 months away. Anything can happen.
Erlin will get the start tomorrow afternoon, looking for his 4th win.
And like I said, like you posed the question, Nick, what would the Padres have now? Clayton Richard. I forgot about Clayton. Wow. Hey, my bad.
A lot of people have the shoulder.
I forgot about Clayton
surgery, and
he's got to be in there.
What about Marquise? Will he be back?
Oh, Jason Marquise. You know what? Don't bet him out.
Oh, you can't.
I saw him in the clubhouse the other day. He's fired up. He said, "Hey, I could throw." He goes, "I could throw right now. Forget about it."
He's so good. High fly ball, shallow and right. Parra coasting over. And that's the first out.
But it's a great argument to have, isn't it? When you have a number of arms to choose from, right?
I'm sure that's one of the questions that they have to deal with during the winter.
But having said that, you mentioned 8, 9, 10, you still are going to vote for pitcher, because if there's that other veteran out there that's available in a trade or free agency, you're going for him.
And chances are, and I don't wish this upon any road organization, but pitching always goes down. The first month, there's always an injury, it seems like.
I have to have extra. Have to.
Alexi Amarista, finally breaking out of his hitless slump last night with an infield hit. He's won for the last 36. Interesting tonight in the starting lineup with 3 different Padre hitters hitting .245 and Amarista .244. But Black would like to see those .245s up at .275, a 30-point increase. Huge difference. Out of play. Jerko .245 tonight. Headley's .245. Kyle Blank's .245. Amarista .244. Unusual.
Dick, did you mention what they're hitting tonight as a club collectively?
I did not.
.243.
There you go. So it's a team hitting in the mid 240s, and that really puts the pressure on the pitchers.
Go. And that's, to me, that's where the improvement's going to have to be. It's on the offensive end.
Slap to left, and Prado will be out. 2 away. Let's check the Diamondbacks defense. It's brought to you tonight by Hyundai. Prado and Parra at the corners of the outfield. Eaton in center. Davidson and Owings, 2 youngsters playing the left side tonight. Aaron Hill and Paul Goldschmidt at second and first, with Montero behind the plate and young Delgado on the mound.
Guys, to elaborate on our point we're just talking about, the hitting. You know what the Pittsburgh Pirates are hitting today as a club?
250.
245.
There you go.
So what's that tell you?
So what's the difference?
The pitching. I mean, if the Padres can go from opening day to closing day, like the Pirates have done with their starters, with the rotation, or the bullpen, the middle guys, which they have proven they can.
But the difference also is Pedro Alvarez and Andrew McCutcheon.
2 guys having big years.
High fly ball, and the Padres are out on 3 consecutive flyouts. In fact, all 6 outs recorded against Delgado have been in the air to the outfield.
Backs, and Will Venable back in the starting lineup tonight, as you've seen, of course, dealing with that left side abdominal strain. And Will said he actually first felt it when he was lifting, but didn't think much of it, and then it really did start to affect him when he was playing. But after a couple days rest, he's feeling much better, and it's something that they'll investigate over the offseason just to make sure that that left abdomen is healthy. Also, Ronnie Cedeno, of course, being hit in the head with a pitch the other night, he said the best way he can describe how he feels is just a little foggy, guys. So still dealing with a headache and concussion-like symptoms.
Well, he's fortunate that it wasn't more serious. He got hit in that helmet pretty a flush shot. Parra leads off the third and takes a strike. Parra, Owings, and Delgado against Ian Kennedy, who struck out 4 in retiring the side in order in the first and again in the second. Just to continue the discussion about the 244, 245 hitters. Cabrera was hitting 283. Alonso 281. Quentin 275. 3 that are out of the lineup. So hopefully they'll be healthy and back at work next April.
Because it's not like we're talking about you got to hit 325.
Right.
You know, just we're talking about 3 guys that are hitting 345. If you raise that up to 275, you know, everything goes up. RBIs, you know, putting the ball in play, opportunities, everything goes up.
And the chemistry of all of that, you help those that really are just 230, 240 hitters. They're going to get better too.
Exactly.
You think back to those great old Yankee teams. They had so much talent. They go down to Kansas City, then a minor league team. And you could bring up a Billy Martin, who was a 216, 220 hitter in the minor leagues, and then you get in the Yankee lineup and hit 270.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because they pitched to him. We'll throw him one.
Yeah, you got somebody on deck who's, you know, like a Mantle or wherever the case was back then. But
Scourer,
no protection. Yeah. No protection in the minor leagues.
And when you try to build that lineup, that's what you're hoping. You're hoping you get, you know, a guy like Headley in the second half last year, Quentin going 3, 4, 5, where you get 3 guys in a row who are capable of driving in runs. To get a couple of guys at the top of the lineup who get on base, you know, like Venable and DeNorfia, who get on base and can make things happen. And now, again, putting runs on the board becomes a little bit easier.
Full count now. Parra fouls off another. Keeping that ball away from Parra. And another, and he slaps it to left field fair. Over to cut it off, but Blanks can't get it cleanly, and Parra's going to run to second and turn and hold. A double is the first hit of the game tonight against Ian Kennedy as Gerardo Parra goes to the opposite field.
Stayed right on that, elevated a little bit. Lentz tried to backhand this ball but couldn't do it.
It was going to be a double anyway. Chris Owings been up 44 times, 13 hits. September call up.
Yeah, I know pitchers want to be economical and try to throw as few pitches as possible, but if a pitcher never needed a strikeout, it's in a situation like this. Lead off, extra base hit. If you can get a strikeout here, okay, now you get one out, maybe okay, then a grounder gets them over to third. Then they need a 2-out hit.
And you got that pitcher on deck. 1-1. Delgado, a decent hitter. In fact, his first major league hit was against Ian Kennedy a year or so ago. Owings didn't have to change his wardrobe. South Carolina Gamecock, the same colors that he wears as a Arizona Diamondback. Yes, good 92.
Good two-seam action right there, and low at the knees. Outfield playing him to go the other way in center field.
And now with 2 strikes on him, that's where he wants to go, at least to advance the runner to third, even if he makes an out. And after a ball well low.
Kennedy looking for the strikeout there with the changeup.
Yep.
Owen's barely able to foul that ball off.
And the count full.
You know, as we take a look at Ian Kennedy, you mentioned the changeup, Tony. Once again, there's that changeup grip that Ian Kennedy. I mean, my hand hurts just looking at that. And then he will adjust accordingly in his glove. But that's his changeup grip there. He might throw one here.
Ground ball right side. He moves the runner to third. Owings and the 4-3 put up. So tying run 90 feet away with 1 out and the pitcher batting.
One of the greatest promotions of the year, folks. You don't want to miss it. It's the Padres shirts off their backs presented by Saquon. Purchase a $1 scratch-off ticket at your next Padres game for your chance to win a jersey from a Padres player or coach on Thursday, September 26th. That's tomorrow, mañana. Proceeds will benefit the Padres Foundation. They do such a great job. Padres Foundation. Sue Botus. I know New Tran does a lot of hard work there. Everybody. So help a great foundation, the Padres Foundation.
That's tomorrow. Buy your ticket tonight. People in the ballpark as Delgado slashes one into the crowd. Infield in tight. See whether or not Kirk Gibson plays a little safety squeeze. Lets him swing full on the first one. This looks like Kirk is smiling. That would be about the first time in what, 3 years? Awkward swing at that delivery. Curveball.
Yeah.
That's something you don't see very often in today's game now. Is a guy going up to the plate with a closed stance.
Yeah,
I mean, he's got his back basically turned towards Ian Kennedy.
And there's a base hit to center field. How about that? Delgado, needless to say, his first RBI of the season. Ties the game with, after a couple of terrible swings, just punches one up the middle. It's an easy game.
Well, this one really hurts, guys. Tony, as another breaking ball, but 0-2 elevated. Wow, look at that swing.
Hello, short stroke.
That's totally against the book, isn't it?
But that's what you're talking about last night and in the pregame show. You know, if you're not swinging for home runs, you might get a guy to drive in a run with a single.
And there you go, 0-2. That was an 0-2 base hit right there.
A 1-1 tie, and the leadoff hitter Eaton struck out the first time.
Was it pretty? No.
It'll look pretty in the box score
I mean,
tomorrow.
you're right. He went from being down a run to tying the game himself.
Yep.
Figure you're going to get him out, and then with 2 outs, you take your chances on Eaton, but not to be.
And you give Owings a pat on the back for getting him over to third base with nobody out. And that's what you call execution. You get a guy over to third, pitcher drives him in, and you're even. And it wasn't the prettiest of things, but you got it done.
1 out then, the pitcher Delgado at first base, and there's the fly ball slicing into foul territory. A long run, and Headley makes the catch. So that would have been the third out had you struck out Delgado, but not the case. And with 2 outs, it'll be Aaron Hill up.
Stay tuned following Wednesday's game. That's tonight for a special edition of the Padres Live postgame show featuring a live broadcast to Tell It to the Padres. They're getting set up right there. Town hall style meeting. Executive Chairman Ron Fowler, President and CEO Mike D are going to be there. Josh Burns, the General Manager, are going to take questions from the fans via Twitter as well. Use the hashtag Tell It to the Padres or email tellittothepadres at padres.com.
That's all going to be live as part of our postgame show tonight, so stay tuned. We want the answers for the future. The questions that you ask are probably the questions that'll represent our total fan base this year over 2.1 million. Aaron Hill flying to right his first time. 1-1. So in the inning, Parra led off with a double to left. Owings moved him to third on the ground out to second, and Delgado punched a RBI single to center. Eaton fouled out to third. 2-1 coming up, and in the dirt, Aaron Hill. Three o'clock tomorrow afternoon on Fox Sports San Diego, the final home game of the year. Robbie Erlin 3-3 against Trevor Cahill for the D-backs. He's 8-10. Hit well to center. Venable to the track. And the inning comes to an end, but the Diamondbacks tied up on the pitcher Delgado's RBI single. The third inning, and President and CEO Mike Day joins us in our Fox Sports San Diego booth, and we're looking forward to the town forum tonight. And you're going to be there with who else is going to be? Ron Fowler going to be there with
Ron
you?
Fowler, Josh Burns, and I will be meeting with over 100 fans, and looking forward to it. Tell it to the Padres. It's we're bringing it back after it's been tucked away for a few years.
And fans can tweet in and ask questions as well.
Correct. Tweet in and email.
No holds barred.
No. This is unscripted. We want to hear from the fans, and this begins the off season of listening that we are obligated and committed to doing. And fans have opinions, as you guys know, and we can't wait to hear about them.
Been shaking a lot of hands, I'm sure, lately. Mike, you got a lot of downtime?
Oh, man, my hands. It's been a busy 30 days, Mud, for sure, but a great 30 days. And as I've told the staff, I was excited when I got here, and I'm more excited and optimistic about our future since I've been here.
Kennedy leads off the third, then it'll be Venable and DeNorfia. So give us a state of the Padres after 30 days with you.
Well, there's a lot to build on here, on and off the field. And, we've already started planning for 2014. And we had a meeting today, as a matter of fact. Ian's punched out there. But no, we're looking forward to. Listen, we're only 19 weeks away from spring training, so any suggestion that there is a prolonged off season in baseball, you look at the calendar and it's not too far away. So obviously a lot coming up with the Arizona Fall League on the baseball side. Our organizational meetings over in Arizona in October, the baseball winter meetings in December, and very active. What we expect will be an active hot stove season.
Well, Venable line sharply, but right to the right fielder Parra in the first inning.
Mike, that's what I really enjoy and like. Going back in like the 80s, going out to the communities, not just in San Diego, the outlying areas, but throughout Southern California, to spread the Padre word, if you want to tell it that way.
Well, we're going to take it to the streets, Bud. Again, it's great that we welcome over 2 million fans here to Petco during the baseball season, but during the off season, we have to be active participants in the community. And again, tell it to the Padres is one way to do that, but you'll see this as a 12-month commitment, not a 6-month baseball season commitment. Baseball never sleeps, and the Padres sure aren't going to sleep this offseason.
Good. A thought that I would like to throw out, only because of my experience going back to the days broadcasting the Angels, even in a bad season, the one fan base that always stayed with you right to the end were the women. They're great fans. Men tend to say, they're not doing so well, I think I'll go wander off and watch something else. Women stay with you in this game.
Yeah.
What can we do what happened to the old ladies' day? Can we?
That's a great suggestion, Dick. That's the first tell it to the Padres suggestion of the night. Courtesy of Mr. Dick Enberg. So thanks for getting us on the board. It's an excellent idea. We do have a lot of Padre fans listen, the woman has always been a major factor making that decision in the household to come out and spend a night with the family. And it resonates with me is the young fans we have, and you trace the origin of the young fans back to 98 and 84 when you saw the two high tide, the high watermark years. A lot of those fans that are in their late 20s today, and if you were around in 84, you're in your mid 40s. Those were the 12-year-olds who sat at Jack Murphy and Qualcomm Stadium and said, "This is a team I can fall in love with."
The Orpheus skies one to center. Easy chance for Eaton as the Padres go in order in the third. I know you're busy. Another half inning.
Sure.
Stay with? All right.
Love to stay with you.
All right. We'll be right back.
The special edition of Padres Live. It looks like a presidential candidate debate. Wow. Mike D's going to be running for president. No, tell it to the Padres. A town hall style meeting.
He is president.
That's right.
High drive to left field, chasing blanks back, and that ball against the boards. And on his way to second base, you know who? Oof. Paul Goldschmidt. Another double for him, his 36th of the season. He extends his hitting streak to 15 consecutive games. That's the best of any Diamondback this year.
You know, that's a hanging breaking ball right towards the middle of the plate, and it could have been much worse. He's so strong. He's shown opposite field power. We documented that in the pregame show. But he went down and got that breaking ball. He's just so strong. Used the whole field. Average, power, the real deal. And as you mentioned, Dick, 36 double from Paul. He would hit in any ballpark with the numbers he's putting up.
He leads the National League now at 75 extra base hits, 2 more than Matt Carpenter in St. Louis. And as we said earlier, he leads in stolen bases as well. And he's a walk away from 100 walks this year.
I saw the replay a couple times today of that ball he hit last night. I still can't believe he was able to handle that pitch the way he did. He's really a talent.
But once again, folks, listening at home, watching at home, stay tuned after the game, the town hall style meeting. President and CEO Mike D, Executive Chairman Ron Fowler, going to take your questions.
You can Josh Burns too, isn't
Josh Burns is going to be there as well.
Line drive, Prado into left field. Goldschmidt had to hold, so he moves up to the third base. It's a double single here for the D-backs in the fourth, and no one out from Miguel Montero.
So, Dick, we've got your suggestion. Tell it to the Padres. Mud, tell it to the Padres. What do you got?
Bring back the Brown. You know what, Mike? And
he just moved back 3 feet there when you said this.
And here's why. Hear me out, and I've said this many times before. When you turn on a game, you're surfing, you turn on a game, and you see white spikes and brown, and you know it's the Padres.
Yeah.
When you turn on the game, you know the Oakland A's are playing with their bright gold, their green, and you know I'm a little biased because I wore the brown, so I grew to like it. It's unique. It's different. I think it says San Diego. So that would be my tell it to the Padres.
And the truth is that you look at Milwaukee and Seattle and the Padres, when they're in the blues, it is tough to discern when you're just looking in on television what team.
And I think it could work the right way.
Although I don't like the combination. You could wear prison uniforms and it would be distinguished your team too. But I mean, do we have to go that far to bring back the brown? And
we're going to stick with your first suggestion. You know, it's funny. Being here for 8 years, the late '90s and in the 01-02 seasons, I can tell you, I cannot remember once having a fan suggest that we should go back to the brown and gold, and I've been stunned since I've been back of the drumbeat and the interest from fans. And you see it in what they're wearing here at the park and around town. And listen, this is part of listening to the fans. We're gonna, the uniform changes take a while. It's not, you just can't flip the switch and. The horizon is a couple years, but we're going to take our time and ask fans. And some fans have said, listen, I don't like what we have, but I don't want another change. We've had too many changes. Stay consistent. So,
go ahead. I just said Montero green lighted there with first and third, no one out on the 3-0 pitch, but fouled it off.
When we travel, Mike, on the road, East Coast, Midwest, it is unbelievable. The fans who are Padre fans in the Central and in the East that break out those retro jerseys.
Yeah, you see it more and more. And, so it's certainly something we'll consider and listen to the fans as we go into this offseason.
Now, our AT&T trivia, not trivia, but our question of the night is Montero swings and misses 3-2. We asked the fans, where should the Padres improve the roster for next year? Outfield, infield, starting pitching, bullpen. Which you
I chose starting pitching because you can never have too much pitching.
Yeah, you can never have too much starting pitching for sure. Pitching and defense wins championships, but you have to score runs too. So if you look at this team over,
that's a balk.
Yeah, he just balked. He didn't throw to third.
You got to throw over to third. That's the new rule this year. You can't fake the throw, and then of course in previous years then you threw to first base. This was just a matter of faking the throw.
I think somebody missed a sign because Chase Headley was not breaking towards the bag at third base, and that's the new rule. Like you said, Dick, if you go to third base, he held on to it. You can't do that. That's out of the rule book. So I'm guessing somebody missed a sign. Chase Headley just walked over to Ian Kennedy. What he said, I don't know, but Chase did not initially break towards the bag when he lifted his leg to go for that pickoff move.
Second balk of the entire season by the Padre pitchers, and that scores Goldschmidt, and the Arizona Diamondbacks lead 2-1. Prado moves to second, and Montero strikes out. Second time he's fanned. 5 strikeouts for Kennedy. Well, the issue here of late with the pitching being so outstanding down the stretch, Mike, but the hitting, with Tyson Ross being an example, 11 runs scored for him in 11 games.
Yeah.
I know that the injuries are part of that. Is management thinking about trying to find another big bat somewhere?
Well, I mean, not only are we thinking about it, I think there's 29 other teams in baseball that are also looking at the same thing. Offensive production is down considerably throughout the league, as you guys have seen throughout the season, and we're no exception to that. So, you've got to have an offense that produces, 3, 4, 5 runs a game. If you had those runs for a Cashner over the last 6 weeks and Tyson Ross, you see how they pitched under pressure, either a run behind or a run ahead. So one thing that we know we have going into next year is the optimism around what we've seen from the young pitching staff. And Mudd, I've been listening as you've been doing the broadcast. You see, baseball, you see players mature before your very eyes, and I think the last 60 games in particular since the All-Star break, what Tyson has done and what we've seen from Andrew Cashner here as of late is gives us a real reason to think that next year they're going to be fixtures in the rotation and hopefully for many years beyond that. What is the early returns, by the way?
We're waiting for that. Yeah, that'll be interesting to see. Laura's calculating those as we speak, and we'll see what the fans think.
Now, Mike, what's your Twitter handle?
It's at Padres Mike D.
At Padres Mike D.
In a rue, having told
Mudd that.
You should have put like a tenacious D or something in there.
Starting pitching is in the lead at the moment, I hear. Ground ball to short, and Marista will go across to Medica for the out.
So for those fans that don't tune in tonight, since this is Fan Appreciation Week, I would be remiss if we did not extend our appreciation. Thanks to Fox Sports San Diego for running the nice video features from our players this week, thanking the fans. But there's one thing I know from being back here for this short period of time is that San Diego is every bit the baseball community that I left 12 years ago, and this ballpark brings the best out in those fans, and we're just excited about the future. We really appreciate the extraordinary support in 2013, but as we look ahead, we're going to give you a team to be excited about, a team in the community that you can love, and we look forward to your continued support. But thanks very much. It's been outstanding.
Parra doubled and scored the first Arizona run. 2 out now, a run in on the balk. Prado's at third.
We have players at the gates tonight again. Did you guys see the players out there?
We heard about that. What a nice gesture.
Yeah,
fans love that.
It's great about the guys we have. This is a team. It's a young team, but they get it. This was, we didn't have to go down there and say, hey, you got to go. Players heard about the fact that a few guys went out the other night and they were volunteering to be out there tonight to greet the fans.
Left center field, Venable on his horse, and gets the final out here in the fourth, but the D-backs on a double, a single, and a balk have taken the lead 2-1.
Thank you.
Well,
Dick.
we got a taste of what we're going to see later tonight on the postgame show. Thanks, Mike.
Thank you, Dick.
Mike,
thanks for having me.
4th. And I asked Jed what his plans are for the offseason, because this will be, of course, his first offseason after being in the big leagues. And he said, hey, I'm going to take some time off for a good month. He talked with Buddy Black about this, and Bud said, take some time off, Jed. So he'll start back working out in November, guys. And then when December rolls around, he'll start baseball activity. He said this is pretty much the plan that he's done the past few years while he's been playing professional baseball. He's got a place where he works out in West Virginia. And he also said he's going to go to Disney World, but he doesn't like the spinning rides, so he's going to avoid the teacups at all costs.
Happiest place on earth, right?
Strengths and weaknesses. Off the head of the bat, that cues right to Goldschmidt, and an easy 3-1 putout to open the 4th inning. Well, Tommy Medica, he's ready to go right to spring training now, having had a taste of major league action. And you were quick to get back in gear, weren't you, Tony?
Yeah, it was. You kind of figure it out. It takes you a while, because these guys grind 162 game schedule in 181 days.
And don't forget the schedule counting spring training this year with the longest spring training.
Oh, it's
200 games.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
So guys are going to take their little time off, kind of reintroduce themselves to their families and take a little bit of time off, but it won't be long before they start grinding and getting ready for next year.
You think about it, and it's worth going deep into the playoffs and winning a World Series.
Absolutely.
Because talking to the Giants, those 2 years they won, you win a World Series, first of all, you're physically beat up, you're mentally beat up, and then you've got November, December, you don't have a lot of time off.
Sure don't.
To get back ready for spring training.
I would say most guys whose season ends, and regular season ends, by November 1st, they're already starting to get ready. And if you're one of those teams that go to the World Series and you're playing, to the end of October, it's already November when the World Series ends. You take 2 weeks off, 3 weeks off. It's Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And Thanksgiving, I guarantee you, most guys are already, they're in the weight room doing their stuff. They got their programs all set up. And by Thanksgiving, they're good 3 weeks into it.
And also think of this. You go that deep, you talk about the little nagging injuries. I mean, you don't have enough time, more time off in the offseason to heal before spring training starts again.
Especially this year with the games that the baseball series that a lot of guys played in.
The World Baseball
Classic.
No time to unnag those injuries. You got to unnag them.
Yeah. So you're going to be nagging injuries in the Classic and then coming back to spring training and going into the season.
High chopper to the second baseman Hill, and Headley out 4-3. So 2 gone here in the bottom of the 4th inning with Arizona leading 2-1, and here's Tommy Medica. A couple of easy outs on the ground. This is the kind of pitching we saw from Delgado over in Arizona. Medica flying to right field, his only at bat. Well, in football, players argued for a long time. Remember, there was 6 exhibition games, and then they finally cut it to 4. They argued it's just too much. And you wonder whether or not spring training is too long. But it's a financial bonanza in many ways. That's how you pay for a lot of the bills in spring training now. And the fans love it. When you get over there to Arizona, it's terrific. Fans come for 2 weeks, and they can see 2 ball games every day, a day and a night. See almost every team playing over there. Can see every team playing over there.
Can hang
and
out,
love it.
Watch batting practice, talk to you while you're hitting in the cage.
Yeah. 2-0 to Medica.
I think of the days back in Yuma, Tony. You talk about fans having access to I mean, there were no barriers. We had the main field, and then we had the field in the clubhouse. It was fans had free reign.
Good luck to you. Yep, you're right.
You'd be fielding ground balls on Whitfield, then you got to go for bunting practice, and you'd be signing autographs in between fields, which was great, obviously.
Inside 3-1 to Medica.
Yeah, Yuma was great. And then we moved to Peoria, and I just never thought anything could be better than Yuma. And got to Peoria, and all of a sudden you got 8 fields now to work with, and it was wow.
High drive to right center field. He got into that one a long way out there and gone. Medica has his first home run at Petco Park. Number 3 on the season for the ex-Santa Clara Star, and the game is tied at 2.
Well, that's what you like to see. This one, he backs it up. It's on the outside part of the plate. And look at that extension. He gets that palm up in the top hand and just drives this thing to right center field.
Did you see those forearms?
Catch made cleanly by a big man playing in the kid's sandbox. Now, come on. Give it to a young one. What'd you do tonight, honey? I just went over to the sandbox and played with the kids and caught up souvenir baseball. Home run. Kyle Blanks flying to right his first time.
Dick, you saw that graphic. You were talking about it just a little bit ago. 16th home run since the All-Star break out of the hand of Randall Delgado. That was impressive off the bat of Tommy Medica.
The Padres anxious for the man at the plate to come through with a home run, not having hit one since the middle of June. Big smile from Medica there next to Kennedy. In fact, since the All-Star break, this is shocking. Since the All-Star break, and I understand he had the Achilles, didn't play for several weeks, but Blanks has 1 RBI. Eight home runs and 34 RBIs at the All-Star break. Down he goes. And that's it for the Padres in the 4th, but Tommy Medica ties into one and drives it deep to right center. Home run number 3, and the Padres and the D-backs are tied at 2. Brought to you by your San Diego County Lexus dealer, inviting you to test drive a luxurious Lexus automobile today. By Petco, where the healthy pets go. By Farmers Insurance, contact your local agent at 888-96-FARMERS. And by the Experience Buick Lease. It's a new lease on luxury. All even after 4, 2 aside. Top of the 5th inning, it's Owings, the pitcher spot, and Eaton for the Diamondbacks. Sharp shot, 1 hop to Amarista. And that's it for Owings. Delgado singled in a run. His first RBI of the season. 2 strikes quickly on Delgado.
That's the part of the game that I miss. Sitting on the bench, talking ball with the guys, telling stories, going over the hitters.
Well, there's so much time for humor too in this game. There's a lot of downtime, and there's no sport where the athletes laugh as much and have fun with each other.
Yeah, you do that in the NFL, you're going to get chewed out by your coordinator, aren't you? No time for.
Bring your helmet with you when you come in to see me.
Right, and your playbook.
6 strikeouts for Ian Kennedy.
Tonight on Fox Sports San Diego, join Judson and Costa as they get you dialed in on the latest sports news updates.
How would Harry say that?
Extra Sports 1360. Fox Sports San Diego continues tonight following Padres Live. Don't miss it. Judson and Costa. Good looking youngsters. Who's that?
Yeah, what's this? We have an eagle? Eagle Lewis.
Oh, that's Lewis. Might be our producer, Jason Lewis, enjoying a big league ball game.
Yeah, he's been known
working on the post-game show.
Yeah, he thought this was Halloween weekend, and he wants to get out early for the candy. You know how he can snag that? Gets his hand down in that candy jar. Lewis seems lost.
He's getting some valuable information for Pomerantz and Sweeney on the postgame show. Okay, should we clip that one at bat and show that strikeout by Kennedy?
Wait a minute. Now be careful, because the postgame show is different tonight. They're going to be, Pomerantz, you saw the 4 chairs in the presidential affair, the town hall. We know 3 of them are going to be occupied by Ron Fowler and Mike D and Josh Burns. The 4th is Mike Pomerantz.
That's right. He's a big star.
3-0. That's a strike. Eaton has struck out and fouled out. And so we are going to take over the first 2 segments of the postgame show. Are you ready for that?
Perfect. I'm locked and loaded.
I don't know about the loaded part, but be locked, will you?
I can be. I can be.
Well, I've been with you 4 years, and I've yet to see that, so you can make fun of yourself. People might take you seriously. 3-2.
It's probably going to be one of the best post games ever in the history of television.
It gives that Lewis character some bird seed. Bring him on.
Yeah.
Hubba hubba, folks, be with us right at the end of the game tonight. You've never seen one quite like it. Post-game show. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 7 strikeouts for Kennedy on a strikeout rampage tonight. 2-2 time. And here we go. Bottom of the 5th inning. Amarista, Rivera, and Kennedy against the right-hander Randall Delgado. A 2-2 tie. Amarista flied out his first time and another fly ball. That's something he needs to work on. Getting the ball on the ground. Those fly balls are easily captured. 1 away. Except Rene Rivera, he flied out the first time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 outfield putouts.
You know, I think we need to doff our cap a little bit more to Rene Rivera for the job that he's done behind the plate. The one thing I've noticed, especially tonight with Ian Kennedy out there, he's a cheerleader behind the plate too. He's really forcing pitchers to get pitches down, get them in the right position. And you know, that takes a lot. You've got a lot on your mind being a catcher in a big league ball game. You got to go over those reports. You got to know who's hitting a certain way so you can pitch a certain pattern. A lot going on back there.
Yep.
He does a fine job.
Line drive, and he's got that hitting streak to 8 in a row. Along with his defensive skills, Rivera swinging a pretty good bat of late. 8 straight games he's hit safely.
I like the way he got on top of this high fastball. Shattered letter high, and he is right on top of it. Gets that barrel on top of that baseball. Lines it in the left center field for a base hit.
You know, on that box on the right, Tony, it was very apparent. You talk about how when the barrel goes through the hitting zone, how it kind of stays level, how level it stays through. That was very apparent on that one.
Kennedy bunts it out in front of the plate. Montero gets one there and back to first. Not in time as Goldschmidt. Actually, Goldschmidt, yes, had to lead the bag to make the high catch of the throw. So Kennedy safe on the fielder's choice.
No second thoughts, just going right to second base.
Could have been a double play, but there you see it. No, it was the second baseman, Aaron Hill, who was covering at second. So with the bunt on, Hill came over to cover first base. Goldschmidt had been there, he would not have had to leap for the ball. It would have been a double play. Boy, Montero got out from behind the plate in a hurry, didn't he? Well, overall on the season, if you were to give the pitching core a grade on their sacrifice bunting, I'm afraid it'd be around C-.
Needs improvement.
Venable is lined to right and struck out. Soft fly ball left center field, falling in a hurry, base hit. Running all the way is Kennedy. Here comes a throw to third, and it gets by and hits the umpire. And on to second, Venable. Had it not hit umpire Porter, it still was being backed up by Delgado. That did not impact the play. Single, and Venable goes to second.
You know, I think
on the throw.
I think the Padres catch a break here because this throw, I think it may have hit Kennedy on the slide. You take another look.
Yeah, he kicks it.
Yeah, as he was going into his slide, that ball hits the right leg, it looks like, of Ian Kennedy.
Yeah, he punts it over, and
the umpire's doing his job, getting in position to try to make the call.
Porter should have called for a fair catch. So second and third, with Venable moving in to scoring position on the throw to third. That's a daring piece of base running by Kennedy.
Yes, it was.
Give him credit. He put his head down and picked up an extra 90 feet. To allow Venable to pick up an extra 90 feet, and now you got a chance. 2-out knock right here, and you get 2 runs.
Denorfia doubled and scored in the first inning. Came in on Headley's double. Flied to center the last time. Good numbers with runners in scoring position. 321. Takes low. 2-0.
Tony, you used to salivate in situations like this, didn't you?
Yeah.
Because you knew the pressure was on the pitcher.
Well, I knew there was a good chance I was not going to strike out.
Right.
So I knew if I put the bat on the ball, I had a shot. That was it.
That's in there, 2-1. Changeup.
Yep. And so in these situations, again, don't try to do too much. Just do what you do. Whatever it is you do, that's what you do.
Well, DeNorfia now and then will hit a ball to the right side, tight to the line in the bag, and he's got a big hole over there with Goldschmidt off the line.
He's a smart hitter.
No.
He's not going to agree with that last pitch right there.
The ball's off the plate.
But again, it's not going to change his approach right here. It's okay. I got 2 strikes now. I'm just going to try to put this ball in play somewhere and make the defense get me out.
I take that back. They may have touched the block right there. I stand corrected.
I'll help you. It wasn't straight.
2-2 the count. Yeah, he tried to punch it to the right side.
He tried to go out there again.
And he had to offer that pitch because of that.
Exactly. And that's what I mean. He's not gonna get away from who he is right here. He's a veteran guy. He's been around. He understands who he is. He's not gonna try to do too much here.
I'm guessing either changeup or curveball, off-speed pitch.
Fastball, and he grounds it into right field. 1 run scores. And here comes Venable. He scores. It's 4-2 as DeNorfia delivers.
That is a big league at bat right there. So all the things that happened before that at bat, Kennedy picking up 90 feet, Venable picking up 90 feet, all comes to fruition here because DeNorfia is going to take what you give him. He's not going to try to do too much. He fights off a pretty good fastball in the right field for a base hit. Here comes Kennedy. Here comes Venable. And that's what you call execution. And when you're playing tight games like they've been playing, you need to have those kind of at-bats, and you need to put those kind of at-bats together.
That was a big league battle right there.
And with Goldschmidt playing way off the line, that wasn't a very big hole on the right side to shoot at. But he had it directed perfectly into right field for his 44th and 45th run batted in this year. Lest Venable and Jerko get hot in this game and 4 more, Padres RBI leader is going to not knock in 60 runs. That's hard to do. Jerko has flied out and grounded out. So in the inning, a 1-out single by Rivera. Kennedy trying to bunt him over. Was safe on a fielder's choice. And with 2 outs, Venable dumped a single into left center. Kennedy sprinting to third, and on the throw to third, Venable moved to second, and DeNorfia grounds a 2-run single into right field for a 4-2 lead.
Delgado going back-to-back combos to Jed Jerko. Quickly ahead 0-2.
And then tries to get him to go upstairs on the fastball. 82 pitches now for Delgado here in the 5th. Did you pick DeNorfia tonight?
You had to say that, didn't you? No, I'm kidding you. I did. Yeah, I didn't want to jinx anything.
Let's see. You got 3 points with a double and a score in the first inning. Well, give me a chance to explain it. I'm trying to help the Dennis see. How many did you get?
I think it's 6.
Okay.
Believe me, I've counted already.
Oh, you're desperate to get out of last place.
I am.
That ball is hit a ton to left field, way back, and Jerko will touch a ball.
How many times did he throw in that changeup, Mud?
Number 21 for Jed Jerko. And he now is the club leader in RBIs with 55. A 4-run Padre 5th inning, and they lead 6-2.
He just kept on throwing that changeup. Kept on throwing that changeup. It looked like he sat on changeup this time, and boy, he is all over that.
1-2 in the hole.
Here's Headley, an RBI double tonight, and a ground out to second.
I love homers.
Listen to that sound. That's upper tank, yo.
I like that foghorn.
Yeah.
I like the homer too, but it's all set up because DeNorfia went the other way.
Yep.
Yeah, it's those little things that you can't emphasize too strongly. I mean, yes, everyone stands and cheers the home run.
Dick, is boring. It's not exciting. It doesn't bring people out to the ballpark except for that baseball person who kind of understands the game, but it's the little things. And, it was 2-1 to DeNorfia, and he took a borderline strike for strike 2. And, most times that forces your hand. You got to be a little bit more aggressive. You got to try. He didn't do that. He stuck to his key play.
Hey, remember, Ian Kennedy hustled down the line that fielder's choice to throw us high a little bit. That would have been a double play to end the inning.
Called out on strikes, Chase Headley, but what an inning. A 2-run single by DeNorfia. A 2-run home run by Jed Jerko. And the Padres grab a 6-2 lead after 5. His first here at Petco Park. As we go to the top of the 6th inning, Aaron Hill is flied out twice. Then it's Goldschmidt and Prado for Arizona. Against Ian Kennedy, who gets some run support.
Yeah, isn't that nice?
A little cushion?
A little wiggle room,
wow.
You betcha.
The last 6 games, the Padres have scored a total of 8. And there's a shot to left center off the bat of Hill, hustling over to field quickly. Venable. Leadoff man on. Hill's first hit and the 5th for Arizona tonight. Paul Goldschmidt took a 3rd strike in the 1st inning and doubled to left in the 4th and scored on a balk and extended his hitting streak to 15. That's the most by any Arizona player this year.
Tony, when I look at Paul Goldschmidt, you always talk about being in a position when that front foot is down. And a lot of people might say, well, look at the way Paul Goldschmidt sets up. The barrel of the bat is pointing down, but as the ball is approaching, watch how he gets set up there, right?
Yep.
So, and I remember you telling me something a long time ago. Hey, Tony, how should I stand in the box? Whatever's comfortable for you. The key, I mean, you could stand on your head if you want. You could, on one foot. The key is, though, when that ball starts approaching the hitting zone, you've got to get that front foot down and the hands in that certain locked position to get ready to go.
Could be 2. Nice stop, Amarista. Back to first, a double play. Amarista taking that ball out of center field and turning 2, 6-4-3.
Goldschmidt hit this ball on the button. Nice stop. Turn it over.
Great feed by Amarista from his belly, and then look, Jerko, how quickly in and out of that glove and onto first base.
He's good around the bag, isn't he? Well played all the way around, gents. Now that's some kind of nice.
2 quick outs here in the 6th. Martin Prado lined to center and lined to single to left field. There's the 2-seamer for a strike. So at the final game of the homestand, final game of the series, obviously, Robbie Erlin tomorrow, 3 o'clock, Fox Sports San Diego will open our telecast. Back to the mound. Kennedy handles that broken bat to Hopper, and the inning is over. Highlight double play turn. Amarista, Jerko, and Medica. Real friendly, real close. By Cloudy with a chance of meatballs too. In theaters September 27th. And by the Aramco Group. Purchase, refinance, reverse. As we go to the top of the 7th inning, new pitcher for Arizona. We saw him in the opening game of the series, Matt Langwell.
Well, Matt Langwell is a 5-pitch pitcher. He throws the fastball about 90 to 92. Also flip up there a slider, a curveball, a cutter, and a change. Pretty nice numbers. Opponent's batting average, the short time that he's been up there, 6+ innings. A little high on the walks, though. Get a little wild in the ERA, just under 5.5.
So bottom of the 6th inning, and he'll face Medica, Blanks, and Amarista for the Padres. One of the September call-ups. Langwell. So Delgado, unlike the right-hander we saw in Arizona that totally baffled Padre hitters when he shut him out, a complete game shutout and 3 hits allowed. Gives up 6 runs on 7 hits. All the runs earned. Struck out 4. Didn't walk it. Medica leading it off here in the 6th inning. Last time up, Howard went into right center field, into the sandbox. Number 3 for Medica, and his first here at home.
Rock the sandbox. Rock the sandbox. I like it. Opposite field pop from Tommy Medica.
Up the middle, base hit. Medica joins Denorfia with 2 hits tonight to lead the way.
The thing with Medica, you see he's got strength. This ball gets in on him a little bit. Still strong enough to drive it up the middle. And again, look at the path of the bat. Stay through the hitting zone.
You know, Tony, we talked about Medica before, and Buddy has said it. Alonzo Powell, sometimes a little long with his swing, but it looked like he got to that ball quickly enough to get it out in front and fist it to center field.
He's going to learn, the more swings he gets, he's going to have to shorten it up a little bit, but you can see he's got power.
Now, the average fan is going to say, what do you mean shorten up your swing?
Shorten it up means that the things that he's doing right now to get to the baseball is taking a little bit too much time, and he's going to have to
be quicker to the ball.
Be quicker to the ball, and the way you go quicker to the ball is you shorten the stroke up just a little bit.
And with his strength, it shouldn't take any power away. Matter
Should
of technique.
As a matter of fact, because his hands go through the zone so good, it should help. Should help him be a little bit more efficient with his power.
It's like a boxer having a looping right hand versus a
short,
compact.
Exactly right.
0-2 now to Kyle. And fouled at the plate. What would be your suggestion for Kyle Blanks?
Same thing we're talking about with Medica. He's going to have to shorten his stroke up a little bit.
It doesn't seem to be with the naked eye as long as
it's not. But
Medica's.
Here's the thing: is when you watch his setup, and he decides to go to the baseball. To me, what I see is always to the same half. It's always to the pull side. See how he's kind of leaning to the pull side?
So he would benefit by just trying to think right field?
Think up the middle, right center field. That's, to get a lot of guys going in the right direction, that's what we try to do. You try to get them to think about the center of the diamond. That's the biggest hole in the field.
You know Gary Matthews, Sarge. I've talked about hitting with him many times, and that's his philosophy. And the reason is because if you think the center of the diamond, if you're going to be a little late, you're going right center. If you're going to be out in front just a little bit, you're going to go left center. And everything should be A-okay.
That's exactly right.
Those gappers aren't bad.
Yeah.
2-2 now to Kyle Blanks.
The guys at State are sick of me talking about center of the diamond. That's exactly why.
Got him. Blank strikes out for the second time tonight. First for Langwell. And our Saquon Day Cage on strikeout statistic tonight. National League leaders, the most strikeouts by pitchers on the road. Arizona just one behind the Dodgers. They bring their K machine with them when they leave Phoenix. You wouldn't think of their staff being that productive. Looper to left, and Prado comes in to make the play. And there's 2 out as Amarista's gone. 3 straight 7s. Boy, that over at Saquon Casino, that wouldn't be a bad thing. 3 times he's flied to left field. Rivera flied to right and then sent a line drive single to left that opened the 5th inning. 4-run scoring splurge for the San Diego Padres. Scoreboard noting that Rivera, they have an all-star team that is selected that includes all the minor league players in AAA, and Rivera was named the catcher on that team. So he came from Tucson with high marks. There it is. 1-1. Padres lead it here in the 6th inning, 6-2 over Arizona. A couple of rookie home runs. The feature, and Rivera gets into one this time. Deep to left center field. Off the wall, running all the way is Medica. Here comes the relay, and Medica will score. 7-2. Rivera just missed his first home run. Knocks in number 7 with that ringing double to left center field.
This is a nice swing, little sinker down and in. He goes and gets it and drives this ball into left center field. The base of the wall. Tommy Medica can run a little bit too, showing athleticism.
How about the Padres scoring 4 of the 6 innings tonight? Putting up crooked numbers.
That's some.
Kind of nice. Sorry, got caught up in my dirty scorebook there on the right side, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
A lot of markings on my Padres scorecard.
And the beneficiary of this explosion tonight, 7 runs. The man at the plate, Ian Kennedy. He is struck out and safe on a fielder's choice, trying to sacrifice. So the Padres go 6 games and score a total of 8 runs, and then they score 7 tonight. That's baseball, as Bud Black would say. Foul back.
Well, you know what? We've got one more game left after tonight. And you know what I'm really upset about?
What?
No foul balls up here this year.
Well, in 4 years, there's only been 1 or 2. What is that about? No one.
Fewer than a handful of the time, 10 years here at Petco.
Outside.
And that's really upsetting to me.
I would hate to see what would happen if
Tony, don't let him listen to this, but tomorrow we'll go down below, just below us. I'll throw a ball up here.
Okay.
I'll try to time it with the foul. We want him to go home happy.
Usually it's got to be a left-handed hitter, too.
2-2 and a strikeout, swinging and missing Kennedy, but the Padres add on. Medica single and a long double by Rene Rivera. And the Padres now lead at 7-2.
You're wondering why I'm in here. This is the auditorium here at Petco Park. We're getting ready for a town hall forum. It's called Tell It to the Padres. We have from ownership, Ron Fowler is going to be here. The president and CEO of the team, Mike D, will be here. The general manager, Josh Burns. They're all here to answer audience questions, current and former season ticket members, all in the audience for you tonight. And then you at home can take part in this as well. This all comes up in the post-game show, so we'll do about 5-10 minutes worth of highlights, guys. And then we're going to start this town hall. So you go to Twitter, you type in hashtag Tell It to the Padres, and your question. We'll get these gentlemen to answer that for you. Or you can go a little old school with email. It's tellittothepadres@padres.com. So we'll look forward to seeing you tonight. Right after the final out, it is the Tell It to the Padres Town Hall Forum, and it's going to be a great night. Gentlemen.
Thank you, Eric Severin. Seventh inning, a line drive caught by Amarista. Little Ninja climbing high to take a hit away from Montero. Playing some solid shortstop tonight.
There's been some solidly hit baseballs this evening, and Ian Kennedy can smile and say thank you to his infielders and outfielders for picking him up. It's a great way to start off an inning.
Matt Davidson, the hitter, he has struck out and grounded out seriously. Mike Pomerantz will be the moderator for that town hall forum. And I saw some of the questions he was ready to ask, and there's some beauties in there. So stay with us. We'll have the highlights right after the final out of this game, and then we'll go to the forum and you'll hear those who know best what to expect about the Padres and answering your questions. And I'm sure some of you out there watching now are formulating your questions and will want to participate. Hope you will. One and two. Fastball at 92.
Kennedy's consistently been at 92, 93 tonight with the fastball. Good two-seam action when he throws the ball inside to the right-handed hitters.
He was 3-8 at Arizona when traded to the Padres. And if he can pick up the win tonight, he'll be 4-2 in the San Diego uniform. Raymond Fuentes has replaced blanks in left field defensively for the Padres. Ooh, just missed. There's Raymond in defensively for Kyle Blanks. And ball four. That's Kennedy's first walk of the night.
Looks like it was an off-speed pitch, guys. And with the 7-2 lead, he elects to pull the string there and bounced it.
Brings up Gerardo Parra, doubled and scored in the third inning, and flied to right field. Only 5 hits on the board for the D-backs. They got a run in the third on the double by Parra and the single by pitcher Delgado. The other run, a double Goldschmidt, a single Prado, and the run scored on a balk. Kennedy throwing to third base but didn't release the ball. And with the new rule, determined to balk and the run scored. Dale Thayer. It looks like Colt Hines is going to loosen up as well.
We got a beehive working down there. Everybody's working to get ready. Justin Hatcher, bullpen catcher, going down to catch some pitches.
One odd walk to Davidson here in the top of the 7th. Fouled at the plate. Good turnout on this Wednesday night. 29,528.
I think tonight was unused ticket night. I think that's why.
So a big boost, and that they needed only just under 14,000 to surpass last year. So they've done that, and be an add-on tomorrow. So fans have been great. Line drive, short hop, Amarista, blind throw back to first, not in time for a double play, but Amarista, three-ring circus out there at shortstop tonight. Diving, leaping, backhanding, flipping. Where are the camels and elephants?
That's not an easy play.
No.
Slicing off the left-handed bat there. It's got some funky spin on it. Wow. On one knee. Perched on one knee. And the backhand flip to Jed Jerko.
Couple of hard hit outs here. Parra and Montero victimized by Amarista. Owings has grounded out twice. A hard ground ball to short the last time. Takes ball one. Kennedy's best effort in terms of distance since he joined the Padres. That great outing at Cincinnati when he went 8 innings. No decision. He gave up, remember, the 2-run home run in the 8th to tie it, and then Cincinnati won in the 9th. 1-2. By the mound. That's a tough play. No play. He wasn't going to be able to throw out Owings even if he fielded it cleanly. Amarista, boy, has really been tested in this inning, hasn't he? Yeah. Infield hit.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the San Diego Padres and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the San Diego Padres.
Darren Balsley to the mound. Kennedy has delivered exactly 100 pitches.
I think this just might be a little breather for Ian Kennedy. He's got the 5-run lead. He made a good pitch. Owings topped it. Nothing he can do there.
Willie Bloomquist is the pinch hitter.
And possibly, Dick, with that mention there, maybe just a little scouting report as well. Give him a little bit of a blow and tell him a little refresher course against Willie Bloomquist.
Get this man out in 7 innings well done. And the pride of any starting pitcher, go as far as he can, as well as he can. Bloomquist has had a shortened season because of injury. But when he's played, he's hit well. 333. 93. That's about the top of his velocity.
Still doing well.
Maintaining it nicely.
Still throwing all 3 pitches for a strike. Working ahead.
Fly ball, shallow and center. Long run for Venable, but he's there. And we've reached the stretch half of the 7th inning at Petco. The Padres by 5.
To check in with our AT&T Twitter poll results, we asked you which position needs to improve the most going into next season. And here you see the results. The starter, that one comes away with 46%. And everyone, make sure you stay tuned following this one because we've got a great town hall meeting coming your way for our Padres live postgame show. It's all about telling it to the Padres. And get those tweets going now. Use the hashtag #TellItToThePadres or email tellittothepadres@padres.com. We'll be asking the experts your questions and everything that you need to know going into next season. So make sure you get that going immediately. And we'll be joined by Josh Burns, Mike D, Ron Fowler, and of course Mike Pomerantz will be hosting the whole shebang. So get your tweets going, and I'll be there too. I'll actually be checking in on Twitter with you all and making sure that we get your questions answered. So remember, hashtag #TellItToThePadres or tellittothepadres@padres.com if you want to send in an email.
Well, that's a great way to wrap up this homestand, the penultimate game here tonight. That's a wonderful set, isn't it?
Beautiful. They did a nice job.
It's like a full network set.
Yeah.
Going nationwide. Will Venable facing the left-hander, Tony Sipp. Venable a single and scored a run tonight. Then Denorfia, who scored twice, a couple of hits, and knocked in two. And Jed Jerko with a home run, a 2-run shot. One ball and one strike to Venable.
Now Tony Sipp, 3-pitch pitcher, fastball, slider, change, 87 to 93. That slider is more of a kind of a sweeper, not really a tight power slider. There it is there.
1-2.
Toughest slider you face from a left-hander, Tony Gwynn. Or a breaky ball, Randy Johnson?
Randy Johnson.
Yeah.
Sipp has something in common with Mike Pomerantz. They both attended Clemson University.
Go Tigers.
Ooh. That got him. Just nicked his uniform. So Venable hit by a pitch. If you're going to get plunked, that's the way to do it, right off the uniform.
He wasn't trying to throw this pitch for a strike. He's just trying to straighten him up, so he can come back with another breaking ball away.
Now we haven't named our Carl's Jr. star of the game. You got to think that Chris Denorfia is going to be a top candidate with a double unscored and a 2-run single unscored. A key single to right field that opened up the game in the 5th inning and gave the Padres the lead at 4-2 with 2 outs. And then Jerko followed with a 2-run homer, and suddenly a 2-2 game had been blown open. And the Padres led 6-2, added on with a run in the 6th inning, and a single by Medica and a long double Rivera.
I know we've mentioned it before, but it's worth mentioning again as Bud Black skippers the Padre 9. Denorfia versus lefties, 278 clip with 9 home runs. All of his home runs off lefties.
I'm going to be surprised if he doesn't try to hit the hole here between first and second.
Speaking of skippering, how about the America's Cup USA Oracle team? They were down 8-1 and won 8 straight races to take the America's Cup today.
That's quite a run.
9-8. And that was with a 2-point penalty. They were given 2 losses before they even started. And beat New Zealand. High fly ball. Right center, Eaton, and center field with a catch. And our Carl's Jr. star of the game, or stars of the game, if you will, the offense with 7 runs tonight, led by Medica's solo homer. Jed Jerko with a 2-run homer. Denorfia with a 2-run single. And Jerko with a monster high fly ball home run into the second deck.
So each one of those guys takes a big old bite out of that Western bacon cheeseburger.
There you go.
Dive in, guys.
None left for you tonight. Jerko running his home run total to 21 in his rookie year. He's been battling for the rookie title, home run title, with Gaddis of Atlanta. Padre record is 24 by a rookie. Nate Colbert back in year number 1. And indeed, the home run moves him 1 up on Evan Gaddis of the Braves. Puig is 2 back. Matt Adams of St. Louis, 16. That'd be something. Padre rookie leading the first-year players in home runs. 2-1. Three balls and a strike now to Jerko, with Chase Headley waiting his turn. Strike. So if this is the first time that Jerko has faced Tony, that would be his first sip, right? Something like that.
I got it. Yeah, I see where you're going.
How about a big gulp right here?
I was just thinking along with you. Lean into one here.
Ball 4.
That's good. Take that walk.
So Venable hit by a pitch, and Jerko walks. So 2 on with 1 out to Chase Headley. Headley, a double to right center in the first inning that scored Denorfia with a game's first run. He has grounded out and struck out since. Now, I know you're a big fan of hats. I mean, every time you see a fan wear a fedora, you're all over it. Saying, oh, look at that one. That's one of the best I've ever seen. I feel that way about women and girls in their bonnets and a woman in a hat.
Right,
it's kind of mysteriously wonderful. Yeah.
Wow.
That young girl there, darling, keeping those ears warm tonight. Headley, right-handed first time.
I thought that was a great suggestion for Mike D. A ladies' day back in the day.
Yeah, why not? You know, give half price or maybe day games, midweek day games. Make those ladies' days.
There's the fedora giveaway this year. Yeah. Hey, that hat's gone a long way. I see a lot of people around town wearing that.
They should repeat that.
It was such a hot item, I couldn't even get an extra one. Seriously.
Did you get one?
No, I gave mine away to a friend of mine. Yeah, but is that a great look?
It is. It's a perfect item for our climate.
That hat's been around a long time. Mm-hmm. That was back in like the early 80s.
Ray Kroc 80th birthday hat.
Nice.
A long time ago.
It looked like a cake.
Ground ball into left field for a base hit. Here comes Venable around third. Here's the throw to the plate. Not in time. Cut off. It's 8-2. Well, it took the Padres 6 games before tonight to score 8 runs, so they get 8 on this Wednesday night. A couple of RBIs for Headley.
Hanging breaking ball, pulls it in the hole. Venable cut to the inside corner of that bag, easily scored.
I just like the idea that the Padres have now scored in 5 of the 7 innings tonight. The crooked number in the 5th. That being the 4. 1 in the 1st, 1 in the 4th, 6th and 7th, 1 run each.
So the Padres with 7 of their runs driven in from 2, 3, 4, 5 in the batting order. Denorfia with 2, Jerko with 2, Headley with 2, Medica with 1, the solo homer. That'll bring Tommy Medica to the plate. He has 2 hits and has scored 2 runs. Belted his 3rd home run of the year. I would guess it's going to be a very serious project during the winter to have Medica play a lot of left field. See if he can learn that position. You just wonder, Tony, if with those 2 shoulders serious surgeries, will his arm ever come back enough so that it's strong enough that they won't abuse him if he plays left field?
Well, I think with him, the issue is going to be more learning to play left field than the throwing part of it.
He grew up a catcher.
Yeah, he was a catcher at Santa Clara. Played a little bit of the outfield, but not much.
1-1.
I think the thing they like about him is what we've seen so far. He's got a pretty good stroke. He's got some power. In the National League, there's only certain places he's going to be able to help them. And first they wanted to see if his bat would play, and I think he's shown them that the bat can play. So now, he's going to have to put some work in here in the Instruction League, and he should embrace the work.
I think he will,
and I think he will too. I think he will embrace the work because his opportunity is going to hinge on how much he accepts what's getting ready to happen to him here in the Instruction League.
2 balls and a strike.
You can see by the way they're pitching, guys, they don't want him to get extended,
no, they
right?
Don't.
That was actually a mistake by Sip. He left that breaking ball towards the middle of the plate. But by Fox Tracks, consistently down and in. Brought to you by our great friends at Southland Technology. They are so great.
I hope you serve them coffee when they come over. 2-2. Got it.
Snuck the piece of cheese by him.
First strikeout for Tony Sip, so 2 out. And Raymond Fuentes is the batter. His first time to hit. Kyle Blank started in left and flat out struck out twice. Fuentes with a brilliant charge to home plate and headfirst slide to beat the tag on a pass ball last night that gave the Padres their only run to tie the game at 1 8th inning. Those pitchers hang out together, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
Young Kelly there with Ross, and swing and a miss.
How you doing?
Fine, I guess. Good fastball. A run home, hit batsman, walk, and a single Headley. Two aboard. Jerko at second and Headley at first. And a little looper right to the third baseman, Davidson. Soft liner ends the inning, but the Padres add on a run on a hit and lead 8-2. San Diego, brought to you by Mossy Toyota. Thousands of vehicles, one trusted name, Mossy.com. By Petco, where the healthy pets go. And by your San Diego County Lexus dealer, inviting you to test drive a luxurious Lexus automobile today. That's such a wonderful spot right near the Old Globe Theater, and we have a wonderful scene here after the game. It's the town hall style forum with the Padres leaders. Mike Pomerantz with some tough questions, and you will have a chance to chip in as well. So the post-game show here on Fox Sports San Diego. Mark and I will recap the action tonight, get you through the top plays of the game, and then switch down to the forum. And you'll see all the questions and answers live right here on Fox Sports San Diego. Don't go to bed yet, young man. Lots yet to enjoy. Dale Thayer is the Padre pitcher. Adam Eaton at the top of the order, then Aaron Hill and Paul Goldschmidt for the Diamondbacks. Lined right to Fuentes in left field. Arizona's hitting tough luck tonight. They've hit a lot of line drive outs.
It sometimes happens. Getting some balls right on the button, just happen to be right at guys.
Aaron Hill, a couple of flyouts and a line drive single. The Diamondbacks in an unusual schedule this year. They go home and finish their season against Washington. 3 games on the weekend. The Padres go up to San Francisco against the reigning world champions, not for long, the Giants.
Jimmy Leland this week.
Headley with a 2-hopper. 2 away.
You know, Dick, you talked about the scheduling. Tony, you guys remember back in the day, September was always within your division.
Right.
Always. But now because of the 15-15,
right,
you've got the interleague. There has to be interleague every day.
That's what I was going to say. Jimmy Leland's not happy. He gets to finish the year against the Marlins in Florida. And he's concerned that, starting pitcher has to start and swing the bat.
Right.
Right before the postseason, and he's not real happy right now.
Paul Goldschmidt struck out, doubled and scored, and grounded into a 6-4-3 double play. Well turned by Amarista and Jerko up the middle. Well, as of this moment, the Padres have a 1-game lead over San Francisco for 3rd place in the West, and 1.5 in front of Colorado. And Colorado has just lost to the Red Sox at home, so they're 2 back at San Diego, with a chance for the Padres to move 2.5 away from Colorado. Well, it's 3rd place, but it'll be interesting in San Francisco. Foul ball, hit hard. Nothing wrong with the bronze medal, huh?
No.
In the NL West.
With and every team goes through it, but with the Padres have had to face this year, finishing in 3rd place, hey.
The winners are the fans. With a 5-15 start, it was easy to be discouraged after last year, and yet they've stayed with the team, and they're surpassing last year's attendance. With the crowd tonight, they're 15,000 over last year, and they're going to draw around 2,165,170,000. Tip to the Padre cap to each and every one of our fans. Well, you want to know the pitching matchups in San Francisco?
Give them to me, Professor.
All right, Friday night it'll be Bert Smith against Ryan Vogelsong. Put your eyes around Saturday's matchup. Stoltz and Yasmiro Petit. Didn't he almost throw a no-hitter?
He almost did, yeah.
And then Sunday it'll be Tyson Ross bringing down the curtain, and he'll pitch against Matt Cain. And Paul Goldschmidt, speaking of bringing down the curtain, just saw Steve Reich 3.
Stop now, keep moving, no break pass. Came here to prove a point, live my life on the field, make history in between the base pass.
Where's the my oh my in there? Where's the lyric my oh my? Come on. They swallow the key lyrics? What kind of editing job is that?
That's your part.
Oh my. The Padres leading at 8-2 as we go to the bottom of the 8th inning. And our Fan Diego fans of the game.
There's some Brown. There's some more Brown.
What might D say about the Brown? You know, I missed that.
Max Michalek is playing up to you. Yeah, I would like to agree with you to bring back the Brown, but I just can't let myself go in that direction. I know what you're saying. It's nice to be able, even in a when we're a visiting team and on the road, you can see those Brown jerseys jump out. You know where they are.
How about like the Brewers, where the old the pinstripes? How about like an alternative, like a Friday or Saturday night?
Yep.
Homestands.
I could concede to that.
I think you got to wear the white spikes, though. You got to pay it off with the white spikes. I just love that look.
Did you, Tony? No. Well, you can wait. You don't have to answer right away. Amarista against Yuri De La Rosa. De La Rosa hasn't pitched much. I think this is 19th game, and he's given up 4 home runs in a little over 14 innings. He doesn't give up many hits, but when he does, they go a long way. Amarista, if he hits another 7 here, that's going to be the jackpot. Woo. Fly to left in the 2nd, fly to left in the 5th, fly to left in the 6th. 3 7s on the board. Put that money in the slot and give it a pull. I think if he does that, Saquon Casino should give him something, right?
Yeah.
See him get a knock.
Yeah, he could use one.
Yeah.
He's one for 39, Tony.
Yep, back a ball up. Try to take that thing right back up the middle.
Rivera and the pitcher spot to follow.
Hey, probably a good omen for Amarista. 7 times 3 is 21, right? 21 in blackjack. That's a winner.
most of those machines, if you had 3 7s come up, you'd do pretty well too. Not that I really would know, but somebody told me once. Breaking ball had him fooled, but it hung inside. Late swing. Count remains full. So shirts off their backs, and I guess tomorrow there's time, if you come to the ballpark, folks, you can buy that ticket, that scratch ticket,
yep.
and participate. Yeah, get lucky. You might get that one jersey you'd want most of all, right off the back of the Padres. Ball 4.
Well, it's almost like the end of summer camp, guys. Tomorrow, the final game of the 2013 campaign. These Diamondbacks, first pitch 340. What's special about it is that the first 25,000 fans, you're going to go home with a fan appreciation T-shirt presented by our friends at Toyota. So get your tickets tonight. Possibly wake up early tomorrow morning, have some breakfast with the family, get online, get some ducats at Padres.com.
Here's Rivera. Good night for him. A fly out, a single, and an RBI double deep to left center field the last time up. Chris Robinson is in the on-deck circle. Popped up shallow right toward the line. Long run, and watch out. Dropping the ball and hustling to second, and Amarista makes it as Owings unable to catch it cleanly on the throw to Parra. So a bloop hit. Rivera, he's 3 for 4 tonight.
Tony, that's a tough play for a base runner because you're caught in no man's land. That is a force play once that ball is not caught. So he's got to get on his horse to second base. Here it is. So you go halfway there?
Yep, you kind of go halfway, and it's a nice play by Parra because he gets up and throws a strike into second base, but Amarista reads it as best as he can. He's creeping back towards first.
Oh, he's less than halfway there, so good reaction right there by Amarista.
He does a great job of getting Rivera a base hit right there because that could have been a force one.
So here's Chris Robinson looking for his first major league hit. He's 0 for 5, all as a pinch hitter. Third string catcher. Wonderful young guy.
Yes, he is.
Nice to see him get a bingle, as they used to call him occasionally. Why don't they say bingle anymore?
I remember that term.
Single with a B. Bingle. Two and 0. So he's got a pitch to hit here. Hitting the count. Here in the background, Alan Trammell in the Diamondbacks dugout, one of the greats. High fly ball left field, hit well. That ball is out of here. That's the way to break it. Oh my, that's wonderful. Chris Robinson, a lifetime minor leaguer, a hockey player from Canada, loves baseball. He has his first hit, and it's a home run. Oh my. A 3-run shot for Robinson. His life has made the full circle. He can now go home and say, yeah, major leagues, home run. Yep.
Look at the bench.
And one of the ushers will get there quickly to try to get that baseball and give it to Robinson, and they'll trade off some other memorabilia. That's just terrific.
That couldn't happen to a better kid.
Oh.
You go, Fighting Illini.
3-run home run for Chris Robinson. Frosting on the cake. 11-2 Padres. Yeah, look at that dugout. They're so happy for Robinson. Hey, that's enough to bring you to tears. And Buddy Black will do something special about that.
Gosh, I just love seeing that.
He often will give the lineup card to a rookie on a special moment. Boy, he'll wake up in the morning with a smile on his face.
He'll be watching the replays tonight. I'll tell you that. Hear your call on that?
Did it really happen?
I don't think there's one guy in that dugout that hasn't given Chris Robinson a hug.
Venable slaps that one foul. 383 feet for his first career hit and home run.
He did a nice job. Short stroke. Drives that thing in the left center.
All the way around the bases.
Look at that.
Look at the bench in the background. Everybody's on their feet. Hands in the air.
Oh, that's really terrific. High pop-up, Venable, middle of the diamond. Shortstop Owings wants it. And there's 2 away to Chris Denorfia. 1 away. Excuse me, that's just the first out. Just long enough.
You know what, guys? I'll be honest with you. As you take a look at the smile, the picture says it all. Oh, we got some negotiating going on. Got to get that ball back.
They may already have given the ball. It looked like both those gentlemen had a ball, so they might have traded several for one.
Looks like he's going in to catch
He's
the
going
last
to
half.
catch. That's. How can you not love that? A ground ball up the middle, base hit for Denorfia, so he has a 3-hit night. That's your man, Mark Grant.
Yes, sir. You know, going back to Robinson's home run, when that ball was hit, Tony and Dick, I really didn't think it had that sound to it. So I immediately looked to Prado in left field, and he just stood his ground. I was like, oh my gosh, that ball's got a chance to get out of here. And sure enough, Chris Robinson, big league home run for the catcher. Hard holding back the smiles.
Oh, that phone's going to be busy tonight. That's all for De La Rosa. True to his pitching form, he gives up not many hits, but they go a long way. Another home run. And the Padres lead 11-2. Hucks around. And here it is again. His first major league hit goes all the way. fans scrambling for the souvenir, and that's a very precious baseball for one man, Mr. Chris Robinson. How can they take me out of the lineup, he's saying. I might be in there tomorrow. One out, and here's Heath Bell, the former Padre. Churko, a home run and a walk tonight. With Denorfia at first base with a third hit. He has a single, a double, and a single. 3 for 4 for Denorfia. Churko flying to center, grounded to first. 2-run homer, his 21st of the year to lead all National League rookies in home runs, and he walked the last time. One ball, one strike. So the 6th try was the charm for Chris Robinson. His 6th official at bat. And he gets a hit, and it's a big one. You know, it's conceivable, and you know, I don't want to put the stamp on Robinson that he's always going to be a minor league, but realistically, he may only get one hit in a major league career.
Yep.
And he can say it's a home run.
Yep.
And he knows that.
Yep.
Churko goes down with a big swing. 2 away. Third Padre home run of the night. Medica, Churko, and an older rookie. There's the change being made now. The ball will go back to Robinson, and a couple of baseballs given to that fan. Two for the price of one, but if Robinson had to be involved in the deal and the guy wanted to bargain, he probably could have gotten a whole dozen.
You know, that was a heck of a magic trick by that guy out there. Did you see that? He had one ball in his hand, and he came back with 2. It's like, hey.
Where's the rabbit? 2 for 4. Headley's night, a couple of RBIs, an RBI double in the first, and he drove in a run in the 7th.
Hey, one baseball. Hey, you got 2 now. Okay, thank you. I'll be here all weekend. Try the veal.
I'm going to miss you. A little bit. You know, it's kind of it's a real melancholy time.
It is.
It's a bittersweet time. I mean, it's an exhausting season. And yet it happens every year. You get down to the last game and you're not really ready to let go. You've invested so much of yourself. All of us have. I mean, even announcers.
It's like I said earlier. It's like summer camp. You're going away to summer camp, and it's time to go home now. And you know, it's
say goodbye to your friends. We'll see you next year.
Yeah.
And the count goes full to Headley. 11 runs on 13 hits for the home team. 3 of them home runs. All rookies. And a big 2-run single by Denorfia. He goes. Headley gets into that one. That ball is crushed to right field. And Headley will touch him home. No, that's off the base of the wall. That'll get Denorfia home. Is that a ground rule double? Did it bounce out and then come back in? No, it's a legitimate double, and Denorfia scores, and he can't wait to get in and join all the rest to hug Robinson. So Headley hitting like the Headley of September a year ago.
Well, he stayed back on that breaking ball nicely. And the way it sounded off the bat, I thought it might get out of here, but bottom of the fence.
12-2 the score as Denorfia hits home plate for the 3rd time tonight. And Headley with 3 RBIs. Oh, yeah, after the run drought of late, look at that.
2 big old cricket numbers.
Yep. In only 2 innings where they haven't scored.
5 straight innings they've scored. Did he go? 1 ball, 1 strike to Medica, the 8th man to bat here in the 8th inning. He has a single and a home run. He scored twice. Headley with that double, he leads the club with 31. An interesting number because he had 31 last year and he had 31 back in 2009. So it's the 3rd time in his career. Oh, he has 2 tonight, so 31-32. So that's the career high, 32 doubles. Both driving in runs. In fact, the first run scored on the double. Three and 1 to Medica. Bell touched up after he strikes out Jerko. The double by Headley. The run goes on Yuri De La Rosa's card. So he's charged with 4 runs. Got only 1 out. And ball 4. Padres have hit around here in the 8th.
Hey, be sure to stay tuned after this one on Fox Sports San Diego. They're getting ready. There's President and CEO Mike D greeting some of the fans. Tell it to the Padres. Town Hall style forum with Padres leadership. Executive Chairman Ron Fowler, General Manager Josh Burns will join President Mike D for your questions. Use the hashtag on Twitter, hashtag Tell It to the Padres, or email Tell It to the Padres at Padres.com. The Friar Faithful.
And you're going to be able to watch all of that live here on Fox Sports San Diego. Raymond Fuentes up 1, send a soft liner to 3rd. 9th man to bat. Heath Bell giving up the RBI double to Headley, and now a walk to Medica. Dozen runs for San Diego Padres tonight and a 12-2 advantage. He pounds that fastball through the swing of Fuentes. Four more runs here in the 8th. 2 out, 2 on. Montero says, I want to think this one over. I didn't like that pitch call. I'll go to something else here. And he strikes out Fuentes as the inning comes to an end. But the Padres score 4 runs on 4 hits and lead it now 12-2. The star of the inning, there he is, Chris Robinson. seated up on the podium. The crowd has come into the auditorium here at Petco Park. Stay with us. We'll share with you live the town hall style forum, and there is the tweet address and the email address if you would like to participate. Good chance for you to direct all the questions you have about the Padres and next year to the people that want to come up with the right answers, not only for a winning season next year, but a winning community relationship. And those are the season ticket holders that are invited to be in on the First Town Forum. I suspect that's going to be a regular event for the Padres. Brad Boxberger, ninth inning, will face Martin Prado, Miguel Montero, and Matt Davidson. Boxberger making his 17th appearance. Been up and down to Tucson. And Chris Robinson stays in the game behind home plate. Tony Campana is the pinch hitter for Martin Prado. So in a 12-2 game, no need for Prado to get another at bat.
Like to see Brad Boxberger finish off with a clean inning here in the ninth with the 10-run lead.
Well, a USC Trojan started the game, and a USC Trojan trying to finish it up.
Yeah.
And he strikes out Campana.
Good high fastball out of the zone by Boxberger. The last time Box was out there on the hill was against the Dodgers back on the 21st. Should be fresh.
Miguel Montero struck out twice and lined to short. That was all against Ian Kennedy, who stands to win his 4th game as a Padre, go 4-2. 14 hits for the Padres. Denorfia and Rivera leading the way with 3 hits. And 3 rookie home runs. Jerko is 21st. Medica his 3rd. And the man behind the plate, Chris Robinson, his first ever major league hit a home run. That's a sweet sight for manager Bud Black, that line score.
12 runs, 14 hits.
Errorless baseball, which the Padres have been known for this year. 3rd fewest errors in the senior circuit.
I think to package up about half dozen of those for tomorrow.
Put them in escrow, let them work for tomorrow. Yeah, I see where you're going.
2-2 to Miguel Montero. Rookie Davidson on deck. We're coming down to the finish line, and yet, it's why we've repeated this so many times, and I apologize for that, but it's the beauty of coming to the baseball park every day, is that who knows what's going to happen? Who knew that Chris Robinson would provide that wonderful piece of drama? Think about it, folks. I mean, every young boy that puts on a mask and a catcher's glove dreams someday he might be behind the plate in a major league game. And sometimes it takes a long time. And he's playing out his dream today. High hopper. Ooh, wicked hop. And Medica handles it well. Put out 3-1 on Montero, and the Diamondbacks are down to their final out. Matt Davidson steps up. For you little leaguers now, that may be your dream. Someday I'd like to be a major leaguer. I mean, it was mine. It was the 2 men next to me. They made it. Al Kaline took right field away from me and did 3.
How
But
dare
I
he?
still dreamed. I dreamed. And my dreams took me to a major league broadcast.
I was going to say.
Yep. A big league career.
Had Hall of Fame career.
Hall of Fame.
Thank you. And we're still living it.
Still living a dream.
Matt Davidson. Big swing and a miss. Davidson, a strikeout, ground out, and a walk tonight. Reminder, stay with us. We'll have plenty to share with you, the highlights of the game tonight, other baseball information, but then we'll go quickly down to the town forum. And they're getting ready, and there's a high pop-up on the infield. This should do it. Robinson wants to catch it. Ah, what a night for Chris Robinson. A home run, and he's able to squeeze the final out of the game. How appropriate is that? Oh, I love this game. Final score, San Diego 12, Arizona 2. Stay tuned. Padres Live, the post-game show coming up.